Hi guys, welcome to another LivinginSAtv video. David here. Today we are going to see another city improvement district, this time in the northwest, called the Cachet Park CID in Potchefstroom. Don't you believe me? Stay tuned because once again this video will blow your mind. Hey guys, welcome to another LivinginSAtv video. David here, and today we are going to speak about another city improvement district here in sunny South Africa. And today the province will be on the northwest, and it will be the Cachet Park CID. And with us we have the precinct manager, and his name is Nadri. Hi Johan, how are you?
Hi David, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good also. Thanks very much for accepting our invitation to come to the show and speak about your CID.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun to talk about our project. So thank you for that.
Very important. And I love the work that you are developing on your CID. We're actually working from a distance, so it's quite an amazing project to put all this together in order to make an amazing video and put it, on the channel for people to see, because it's really, really interesting to what you're doing. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much for having the opportunity to talk about it.
The pleasure is all mine. Okay, so the first question that I have to ask is, what makes Cachet Park CID different from other precincts?
So, David, I think the main difference, which makes us a bit different of the, from the other CIDs in South Africa, I think it's the size. What I've seen in different CIDs is quite concentrated on small areas, whereas where our CID is, the size is about 2 square kilometers. That's a very big part where we have to try and bring a lot of services to the community. So, and I think another difference is that we don't really have one concentrated type of, let's say, community. We've got residential, we've got commercial, we've got student accommodation, situated right next to the university, the Northwest University in Potchefstroom. So we surround a main part of the university to try and improve this area next to the university, because we have a very good relationship and partnership with the university. So this takes us to the next question, which is, when was the precinct created and why? Thank you, David. Yes, this is actually one of the CIDs, if I can call it that. It was actually established in 2018, in September of 2018. So it's only about 3 or 4 years old now. But the reason why it was created was that there was a major surge in crime, especially on the students of the university. There was a major problem of drug use. There was, it was just a very bad situation for the students to be in, because, this area that we are situated in is next to the university. It's largely occupied by the students of the university. So crime of drugs in the area. So some project, some means to handle this was really necessary. And the concept of the CID actually made a lot of sense, because not just crime related, but from service delivery of from the municipality, there was a big need for some change. A lot of things improved since then, and we've got a very good relationship with the municipality. But unfortunately, because of the large population of people in this, the large concentration of people, a lot of the service delivery did not really happen. And because of unrest and things and many other reasons, there was a lot of waste in the area. There was a lot of crime and a lot of problems, actually. So there was a big need for a project like this to start. I think one major benefit that we can see the results of a project like this is, the university put in a lot of effort to try and improve the safety of their students on campus. Our project in the last few years did a lot of work to do that. And, the Potchefstroom campus was voted as the safest university in South Africa. We are very happy to be able to play a part in that. So that's something that we were working towards keeping like that. So let's talk about this third question, which is basically what you said already, but I want more, which is, what was the impact in the community, besides the prize, which is already a big thing, of getting the biggest or the safest university CID in South Africa? Tell us more. Yeah, do it. David, I think the main benefit, that we have seen since the inception of this project was the drop in crime. We've seen the parks that we occupy, because this area is so unique. We've got a lot of public parks, and in the past, these parks, if you clean up the park, you'll find needles, you'll find drug paraphernalia, you'll see condoms. All it was actually quite normal to find it. Now, after we clean up the whole area and we try to make it safer, we don't see that anymore. Of course, there's here and there where you'll still find things like that, but I'm talking about a major difference visually, and the general sense of community came back to the area, which is quite nice.
Oh, that's quite amazing, because I remember you sent me these photos next to the bridge and everything looks so clean. And when you sent me the photos before we talked, I couldn't understand why. But now that you are putting context with it, it's a major increase in cleaning, in safety, because now you probably can go to those places and make a picnic, because it's not hidden away from the public. People are not going to do drugs there. So, wow, it's something so small, but creates such an impact, and that's the type of work that sometimes people don't realize.
Of course, and I think the main thing, a lot of people actually compared this area to Hillbrow, when Hillbrow was very bad. I know it's improved. It was generally a sense of chaos. People were very scared actually to come to this area. Residents in town were actually quite scared to come to this area because it was like anarchy going on here. But since we started, at the moment we've got 195 CCTV cameras in this area, in this whole big area that we occupy, that's been monitored 24/7 by our security service providers. So, we have got an eye on everything, and we've got, I feel that we've taken back the city and made it safer for our residents and our community.
Okay, and what's the most important thing about this is when people feel that they make part of the CID. For example, I've been working now with CIDs for over 2 months, and every time I make a video about it, I feel more integrated into the project, because in some way I contributed to it, and this has such a huge impact that citizens don't know their real power. If people realize what power do they have to change things, this mindset will revolutionize not only South Africa, but also the world. You can do so much. And,
yes, definitely.
And the CIDs have the power of that. Citizens can, together with the same idea, unify and make it different and improve it. Let's put it this way.
100%. No, I do agree. And, I'm generally an optimist. So for me, the power of positivity is quite infectious. As you start doing and you see the changes that you bring to the community, you see the people coming and being part of it. I mean, only yesterday I've had some people from a business coming to say, so proud to be part of the project. How can we become more involved? What can we do? How can we contribute even more? So that's something that shows me that what we are doing is quite successful so far. It's sustainable, and it is something that's really making a change.
And there is this fact that I've been learning about it. I didn't know nothing about CIDs. And what people need to understand that you are watching this podcast is there are objectives. People are under pressure to show results. There are not only stakeholders or people that pay the levies that they want to see difference happening. There's actually pressure to make the difference. So it's like you guys are under like performance review every month. You guys are literally under pressure to make stuff happen. There is real pressure, and people take CID
definitely, and
because of that.
Yes, and coming from in the past, Potchefstroom, the municipality that we had in the past was actually one of the top 15 municipalities in South Africa. Government, the way it was managed, the city was on a very high standard, very high quality service that was provided. But things happened, and I'm not really going into that at this stage. But there was a massive drop in the quality of service that the citizens and the residents received. So a lot of the times, we as human beings, as people, we try to compare everything, how it happened in the past, especially now, since you are doing something good. It's very easy to see, if something that, people like to compare it to the past. But, we try to build up the city. We try to improve it, and we try to bring it back to its former glory. Because, the city of Potchefstroom is actually, sometimes people refer to it as a town, sometimes as a city, but it is actually a city, but it's very small. It's very far from everything. It's a very unique situation. It's not really governed by or uh, it's not really a mining city. It's not really a agricultural city. So it's unique. It's got very different industries making the city what it is, and the university is an integral part of the city. And for us, for me as a university, for me to try and uplift the city and bring it back to its former glory, it's a passion project, and you see that in the results and the people that you serve. Once they come back to you and say thank you for what you are doing, it really means a lot, and it assists us to make even more and to try and put back into the community.
Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I'm doing now this CID thing, because I see what people are doing, and it makes me sad that people are not recognized in a wider scale for what they're doing, because I can see it. It just been unbelievable. Like, I can see people, so they are all South Africans from all backgrounds coming together and making these projects happen. And to have an idea, John, what is exactly, how many inhabitants or is this the Cachet serving? How many universities, students, how many businesses? So give us an idea of all this.
Okay, David. So the main concentration of people in this area is the students. We've got many complexes that house more than 1,000 students in a single block. In the 2 square kilometer area, there's many of these big complexes. So I would estimate that the area that we have is occupied by, which includes the flats as well as the houses, of the community members. So we're talking about many people that we serve. And the thing is, for us, it's not about taking away anything from the municipality, because I know the resources, the challenges for them to come back from the way the municipality was in the past. The resources and all those things, it's quite difficult to manage. So we are working closely together with them. Although we do certain services as a top, we do all the refuse removal of the area. So the numbers that we take in of refuse, it's more than 220 tons per month of the refuse that we collect, as well as the recycling of that. So more than 70% of all the refuse in the area we also recycle. That means that so little goes to landfill. So that is a major thing that we are also able to provide, is the recycling of all the refuse and the rubbish that we collect in the area.
That's really impressive. Okay, this
thing, indirectly we are also contributing as an environmental project.
Okay. Yes. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. Well, now let's go to our next question, which is because we also have a lot of students. So, students can't be like bored all the time. So I want to understand is, what events are you doing in order to involve more the community into the project? Let's put it this way.
In the past pandemic, actually made it very difficult for us to have events and things happen. In the past, we've had the Art Club Festival, which attracted thousands and thousands of, festival goers from Gauteng and surrounding areas. But COVID happened, and, a lot of these things caused these delays. So people are very frustrated, or they became very frustrated for sitting in their houses, not being to come here, as well as the students. But even the university has adopted a different approach to assisting the students on a hybrid system, which is online learning and these type of things. So in the past 2 years, the city was actually very quiet because a lot of the students were not even here. So we were so happy to see them come back in the beginning of this year, talking about thousands and thousands again. So, these type of events was quite difficult to manage, but we've started now, and, not in March, we've had a major successful event with one of the ministries. We've had speakers from the USA coming in for a religious festival. We've almost hosted 2,000 people, and it was so nice, and the sense of community, the people were so happy to just be able to do that. So in the future, we'll have sporting events, we'll have markets, we'll bring back that, everything that you need can happen on your doorstep. And that's what we are trying to achieve, because, we've got 5 different parks, which are massive parks. I mean, the Cachet Park itself, it's about 37 square meters in size that we keep maintained and clean and so on. So we've got different parks where we can host various events and yeah, to make it nice and enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah, you got enough space to do all that. No, that's really good. It's people don't understand sometimes is we just had a pandemic like last year, 2 years ago, and we are all recovering. Everything is recording. Everything is coming back to normal. Let's put it this way. But the virus is still out there. So, but I like the plan that you have long term. Okay, John, this is another thing that I need to understand. You already spoke about the drug problem and all that, but and that's already a big issue. So, but tell us more about what were the biggest challenges that you had in the creation of this CID. Anything, everything. We want to know everything.
I think the need for these type of services, and the reason why we have to expand to this larger area was because of all the issues that I spoke about earlier. But the major challenges that we face on a daily basis naturally is finances. Our project is voluntarily funded, so we don't have bylaws or anything in place yet. We are trying to work towards that to try to get the bylaws so that the levies will be taken from every single homeowner to be able to contribute to the project. So we've got a limited number of our members that contribute to the project. So in the whole area that we occupy, we only have a membership uptake of about 52%. So out of that 52%, we are able to do what we are doing, but we are trying and working very hard to try and increase that number and to get more finances available to be able to provide more services. There's a lot of the infrastructure in town is very old and it's deteriorating very quickly, and that's because of many reasons. So we are trying to work towards being able to work in that function as well, to try and improve the safety of the roads, the integrity of the roads, the street lights and all those type of things. So we are trying to work towards getting the partnership with the municipality that we can also get some subcontractors in to try and do these type of things.
Okay, that's actually very interesting what you're saying about upgrading infrastructure, because infrastructure is not only buildings. We're talking about roads, we're talking about robots, we're talking about sewage, we're talking about, it's just crazy. The money that goes to infrastructure, people, I think, especially if you don't do upgrading a lot of time or you don't do building in your personal life, you can't understand how much money goes to this. And we need infrastructure for schools, we need infrastructure for for electricity, water, anything. So and it's interesting to and this is the next question that I think is important to understand. In terms of monthly maintenance, we're talking about potholes, we're talking about sidewalks, we're talking about anything. Give us an idea, how much do you actually invest in upgrading, maintenance, how many people you're working with, because you need to pay cleaners, you need to pay gardeners, so give us an idea.
So the way that we are structured is that, a few years ago, we put out these type of the needs that we identified in the area. So tenders for service providers to be able to tender and become part of this. So at this stage, we are still growing our personal or our own team, but we are now working with different subcontractors or service providers to provide these services. So first and foremost, the security aspect. We've got a very good relationship with one of the larger security providers in Potchefstroom. So they do all our CCTV monitoring. Vehicle. We've got guards on standby, which are situated next to our office on Cachet Park. So they have that responsibility. And then secondly, we've got the refuse removal. We've got another company that does that for us, who supply their own trucks, their own teams to do all the refuse removal on a daily basis. That will be from Monday to Sunday. And since the Cachet Park CID started, we haven't had one day of delays due to unrest or strikes or anything. And that's something that has affected our municipality quite severely in the past. So we haven't had one day of missed service delivery, if I can call it that. And then on the other side, we've got a landscaping company. They keep our parks clean and cut. They pick up all the things in the streets. They maintain the public areas, in the streets. They keep that cut and neat. So we've got 3 service providers at this point, and the monthly expenditure that goes into maintaining these services is upwards of, it's almost 600,000 Rand a month.
Whoa.
So to put that in perspective, we've got a small team. We're actually 3 people now managing the whole project. We've got a board of directors, and then we've got these 3 service providers. Now, talking about job creation, I have about 40 people dedicated just on this project, excluding the management of the in the offices. So in the security, the maintenance, the landscaping, we've got about 40 people dedicated day to day working on this project. So we're very proud to be able to share that as well.
And of course, these people go from plumbers, accountants, electricians, mainly people that do construction, like contractors and all that. All that costs money. So don't think that you're driving around and you find this fancy place sometimes from one corner to the other. Sometimes I'm just driving and wow, this is a nice place, but people don't understand how much it goes to that fancy place or nice place or clean place or well-maintained place, to what's behind the scenes. What was the money spent just to upgrade that little piece of sidewalk, or to take those illegal
Yes, of course,
out of the signs, the road signs, even small things like get that rubbish bin and upgrade it to a new one. Majority of the stuff it's actually recycled. The benches that you see on the streets, the garbage bins you see, things that were there already but were upgraded. They got a new coat of paint, just sandpapering the rust out of it. There is a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. It's not like you just got here and this happened. No.
Yes.
This has been there for years. This is an ongoing job. It's huge. I have been seeing it. I have talking to you guys on the CIDs, and I learned a lot about this. And that's so congratulations once again. Continue doing what you're doing, Johan, because it's really, really amazing, guys. And you guys don't forget to go to this CID. I will leave all the information down below in this video so you guys can make sure that you visit and see it for yourselves. And this will take us to the next question. Okay, next question is, what advantages do businesses have with the Cachet Park CID?
David, to answer that question, the area that we are situated, where Cachet Park is, this is the main, we call it the CBD, but it's not really the CBD of Potchefstroom, but it's the business district of the students. So you'll find, the nightlife, there's clubs in this area, many food takeaway places. We've got the bookshops. We've got so many different business areas, different business industries catering for our community. So the main benefit I see for them is to be able to provide their service in a safe way. In the past, we've had so many, the problem of this area was that people, as I said before, they were scared to come to this area because of the major crime. There was car guards that assaulted they became very aggressive. We've had a lot of in this area. So now you are able to come to this area. You don't have to pay anything to park here, so it's all free of charge. You can provide your business, you can do your business, and you don't have to worry about your clients to feel unsafe. So it brings a lot of people to the area as well, which in turn brings a lot of business, especially after COVID. Many of the businesses suffered severely, especially in small towns. And now for us to be able to provide a safe and secure area for them to be able to provide to their clientele it's a very big benefit. And in turn, it's a win-win situation for everybody.
And a curious thing that I have noticed about some CIDs is they don't let competition. What I mean with this is, for example, in the same road you have a restaurant, right? That restaurant provides a certain type of food. You're not going to find another restaurant that does the same. You have a gym. It's only one gym. There is no space for another gym. There is, for example, a laptop or mobile technician that fix phones and computers. There is no one else that can do that. And what I think what is great about CIDs is if there is demand for one business, it's just one business and you catering for thousands of people. That makes sure that not only that brings more people to the place, but also doesn't and let other business flourish, because people will go for the shopping experience. I want to fix my phone and I'm going to have a dinner at the restaurant, or I can go and buy some clothing. So it gives everything you need in just one place. What I think it's really amazing. And I don't know if you have the same in your CID.
Yes, definitely. I mean, in a 2-block span, you can have everything from your shopping, your stationery, your cell phone things, your groceries. You can have everything is in this area, and it's basically it's walking distance. You know, you can walk literally, as I said before, in a 2-square-kilometer area. You can walk around Paris. It's a safe and secure community that we've set up. So, and as well with the university here, you know, the local economy suffered severely because of COVID, and now they are able to flourish again. And we see the businesses picking up again, and we see that you know, in the past you see the worries on the people's faces, the business owners, but you see them smiling again, and that's something so nice to see. And you know, for us to be able to provide something and you know, make a contribution to that is very special.
And there is also another curious thing, which is when you have 2 square kilometers of space to walk, only walking with a clear, safe peace of mind that you are okay, you know, you're not going to be mugged or something, that increases quality of life if you think about it. For example, the other day I was in these CIDs in Joburg CBD, and I walked for 3.3 kilometers. I even took a taser with me because I was feeling unsafe. I didn't know what to expect. After the 3.3 kilometers, I felt I was okay. I was fine. I didn't worry about walking around and all that. And I even felt bad to bring my taser with me. You know what I mean? Because it was such a lovely experience. And what people need to understand about CIDs is you can walk, exercise, and feel that peace of mind. You know, it's refreshing, because in South Africa we have this thing that we don't walk out many times because people feel unsafe, but CIDs give you that peace of mind that you need. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so nice to walk inside of them, and actually the sense of community, you know, it's like people stop you and say, hey, come and have a coffee with me, man, and just to say how amazing your work is and how well my business is doing. You know, there is a giving back from the community, you know, which is amazing. Another thing that I have noticed, which you guys are doing all the time in CIDs, you guys actually upskill the locals. You guys give jobs to the locals. For example, in the Cachet Park CID, I think it's exactly the same philosophy. So tell us about it.
Definitely, David. You know, as the unemployment rate in South Africa is at an all-time high, you know, that's a serious problem. And that causes a lot of issues socioeconomically, and that in turn again increases the crime rate. So, you know, with the growth that we've had over the years, you know, our service providers had to employ so many more people, which in turn upskilled them. And some of them have been part of the project since day one. I spoke to my service provider regarding the recycling, and he said that one of his drivers were here on the project since day one. So they know the area by heart. And it's for them, the inputs that they give into this community, they take back into their communities where they stay. And in turn, you know, it's a ripple effect of good progress. And, you know, one major benefit as well, you know, in the past, you know, we've had this community next to the university. We've had coming developers building big buildings. You know, when the crime surge happened, you know, a lot of them worried about the safety of their investment. You know, some of them actually pulled out of it because they were worried about the you know, their investment, the integrity of their property. But the CID initiative actually helps to safeguard your your house, the price of your property, the investment, the value of your property keeps safe, and it's a lot higher in this area than it is in other places around town. Fortunately, the concept that the CID brought to Potchefstroom, there's a lot of different residents associations which also do a very good job, very, very good job. The concept is growing, and you see this expanding now to different areas. So they manage it on their way. They've got different ideas with the CCTV and with the security, and you see, we all work together. We all sit, sometimes you sit around the same table when we discuss these things, and we learn from each other. So it's not a thing about competition or trying to make your areas the best, disregarding anybody else. The main thing about us is community involvement and community safety and safeguarding your investment. That's the main thing.
That's a big advantage that you just touched there, because I always try to touch on this, because I can't say enough how CIDs are important for that. Businesses are safeguarded, properties are safeguarded, and it's the most important thing. Peace of mind is safeguarded, because everything is perspective. Let's put it this way: if you have
Definitely.
a perspective over something, you're not going to invest. If you believe strongly in something, you're going to invest. And this re-education thing that we're doing, like one thing affects other, like you guys invest on your community will invest on their community, and this is how this big cycle goes, and becomes a vicious cycle, because the more you upgrade people, because people don't understand that the biggest thing that a country has is their citizens. With no citizens, if a country has citizens with no skills, we don't go anywhere. If we have a country with people with skills, we go far beyond anything. And by doing this local
100%.
work, that's why I always try to bring the best out of South Africa, because I think people don't realize what they have in those, and that's very important. If you guys don't believe on this stuff, because I still have people that don't believe that these things exist, go it and see it yourself. I will leave the address down below. You guys can have a weekend and just go all the way to your CID and see it for yourself if you don't believe this, because I still got people saying that these things are not happening. So I don't know what to say. If you don't believe what I'm doing, rather see with your eyes, because it's happening. South Africa has many good things you are not even aware of, and that's why I want you to do these small video podcasts, for you guys to have understanding, for you guys to see things with a different context, and you guys to apply the same thing. And let's be honest, Joanne, the thing is, I want other CIDs to see what other CIDs are doing, because healthy competition brings people together, changing ideas, and that just uplifts everything, so healthy competition is also a very important thing. So other CIDs will always compare themselves with other CIDs, because that's human nature, and let's use that to uplift more CIDs and make this a nationwide concept for every city, for every province, because unfortunately there are not many provinces that have CIDs already. I know about a few projects that are going on, but that will be done in future videos here on the channel.
To you for giving us this platform to share what we are doing in Potchefstroom. There's so much other projects like this that that the world needs to see, and there's so many good people trying to improve their surroundings and play their part, and also the other CIDs who've helped us over the years. We benchmark ourselves against the successes of the other ones. So the communications that we've had in the past with different CIDs and the achieved. So we're thankful for that, and we look forward to in going with this project for the next few decades, maybe, so that we can, really improve the cities and our surroundings. Because if we don't do it, if us as individuals, as citizens, don't play our part, then nobody would really do it. So, it's you make the world that you want around you. So you are the product of that. So that's what we need to do. We need to play our part. So and for someone like you to be able to give us this, what we are doing in this small town in the middle of nowhere is such a privilege. So I have to thank you for that and giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Just want to say congratulations for it. Also, your input in this project together, because it's a huge challenge. People don't even understand what we do. Sharing content. Sometimes the internet doesn't work. Sometimes it's huge what is happening here. And I just want to ask you, watching this, leave the BS aside. Communicate with people, interact with people, share knowledge, let's come together as a nation to make it right, try to see the good in things, see what is right in front of you, okay? Listen to yourself, listen to your soul, see what is going on and promote what we have good. Because if we don't do that as South Africans, if we don't change our mentality of how we see South Africa, we will never go forward as a nation. That's it, bottom line, period, full stop. We need to work together. Please, let's make this a thing in South Africa, working together. That's it.
David, I'm so happy and excited actually to share this with you, because only recently we've had this meeting where we approved the next step in providing community members, is that we have partnered with a leading application service which is already implemented in many CIDs, community organizations, safety communications, these type of organizations that make use of this application. To be able to, partnership that we are doing is really provider different other organizations in the city to be able to work together. So in the past, we've only worked together with one provider, but now we will expand our network to try and make the area even safer. Everything all of our different role players in the city can start working together by using this application. We can streamline our communication service to our members. We can streamline response time if there's an incident. Then different organizations can respond. If there's a medical emergency, we can do that quicker. So it combines a lot of these role players, and we're very excited to announce that this is actually the first platform where we can publicly announce. We actually had the agreement only signed yesterday, so I'm very happy to share this with you, and we will probably do this on our social networks in the next few weeks. But yeah, it's a very exciting step for us to be able to elevate our CID into in a more technological based environment, so that we can in the future also incorporate the CCTV, all the things that we already do, because we've got facial recognition cameras, we've got number plate recognition. We've actually stopped a lot of serious crime in the past, and we try on a continuous basis to improve this. And this application, I'm sure, and I'm very positive that we can take this CID to the next level because of this.
No, I look, I have seen a few what other CIDs are also implementing, and this is serious. To give you guys a little bit more insight into this, app gives your CID a smart CID status. To give you guys an idea, this takes us to a level of a Mainland CID, a Sandton CID, and a Rosebank CID. That's how big this is. And for you guys to have an idea, the security systems are just impossible. Most of criminals are actually avoiding certain streets not to be caught. This is how big it is. These are highly, look, I have seen some proper CSI stuff, it's been mind-boggling what I have been able to access. And I'm telling you, I just want these concepts to grow more and more, because people need to understand how big a CID is, the project, what it is, and how this can change the landscape in South Africa. And that's amazing. Thank you very much for that. And I expect this to be out soon, because also it helps the citizen to interact with the CID, see simple stuff. What building is that? What is that? When is the time that the bus is coming to where I am? When is going to be the next bus? What are the times of this restaurant? Where are they open? The cinema, the theater. So it gives you a close, personal interaction with the area itself and the business, which it's something that we need to implement in South Africa, and to be able to technologically advance more, because let's be honest, South Africa is still in the forefront of Africa. It is true. We don't have to, people say Nigeria, people say Egypt. No, South Africa is still in the forefront of African development. Thank you very much for that. Now, this is a present development. So what I need to know is, what are your future plans for the CID? This is a big thing already there, but tell me us more about future implementations and plans, please.
David, as our organization is growing and looking for different areas to improve and to provide more services, the future that I envision for the entity is that we can literally like a bubble area surrounding the demarcated area that we function in, that once you know that you enter that area, is that your worries will be something of the past, that you can focus on what you're actually there to do. So we would love to, if we can improve our membership uptake, that will obviously improve our financial situation. So once we can do that, we can employ more people, we can insource some of our own teams, and immediate problems such as infrastructure issues. At this stage, we're still growing and we're still having to adopt our budget every year to be able to do what we are doing successfully. And I'm very happy to report that we've been doing that. But we want to expand our services. We would really love to be able to partner with different other stakeholders in the city, in construction companies, all these guys. If there's something that happens, a serious incident occurs, let's say there's a sewage problem or a road problem, like a car accident or something, that we will be able to assist the community to respond quicker, to be able to do this and to fix it as soon as possible, to get things back to normal, so that there's no hiccups, there's no problems that impact your day in such a way that you can't do what you wanted to do. So I would love to envision a future where we can have a lot more security people, we can have a lot more productive refuse removal on infrastructure, and still, in essence, make the city beautiful again. That's one of the objectives that we have, is beautification. It's a small thing, as a coat of paint can really change the perception, as if you walk around town and you see that something is clean and painted, or there's, we can refer back to that broken window theory. Something small like that can make such a big difference. Really, it can do, and can uplift our community in such a way that everything can run smoothly. There's no hiccups, infrastructure's everything in place. At night, you can walk around because there's light. You can do everything and anything that you would love to do. Because, as I said before, with the students we've got here, we've got so many creative minds, but they are confined to certain areas because they can't really move around and express themselves. And that's something that we need to see, is that young energy, that young enthusiasm, to be able to a community where everything is possible. Everything and anything is possible.
There is no limitations. I completely agree. And look, you have a CID with 4 years old, being able, if people come to you and see what you guys already have done, for me, it's a big thing, and that's what I see. I can't get tired of saying there are amazing people out there, such as you, Joanne, making a lot of good work for the community. Genuine South Africans that want the best for their areas, for their communities, and for their countries. And
yes, definitely. I think community members, the paying members, first and foremost, this project can't be possible without them and their contributions. And for us to be able to show them how far your contribution can go, the difference that we can make with comparison with other CIDs, and I don't want to compare, it's just that, the budget that we have, we can do so much. And, the community members is first and foremost the most important element of our entity.
It was amazing. I can't, like I say, if you guys don't believe on this stuff, because I still have people that don't believe that these things exist, go it and see it yourself. I will leave the address down below. You guys can have a weekend and just go all the way to your CID and see it for yourself if you don't believe this, because I still got people saying that these things are not happening. So I don't know what to say. If you don't believe what I'm doing, rather see with your eyes, because it's happening. South Africa has many good things you are not even aware of, and that's why I want you to do these small video podcasts for you guys to have understanding, for you guys to see things with a different context, and you guys to apply the same thing. And let's be honest, Joanne, the thing is, I want other CIDs to see what other CIDs are doing, because healthy competition brings people together, changing ideas, and that just uplifts everything, you know. So healthy competition is also a very important thing. So other CIDs will always compare themselves with other CIDs because that's human nature, and let's use that to uplift more CIDs and make this a nationwide concept for every city, for every province, because unfortunately there are not many provinces that have CIDs already. I know about a few projects that are going on, but that will be done in future videos here on the channel. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to the channel, doing this with me. I don't know if you want to add something else to the interview.
David, no, I just to you for giving us this platform to share what we are doing in Potchefstroom. You know, there's so much other projects like this that need to see, that the world needs to see, and you know, there's so many good people trying to improve, you know, their surroundings and play their part, and also the other CIDs who've helped us over the years. You know, we benchmark ourselves against the successes of the other ones. You know, so you know, the communications that we've had in the past with different CIDs and achieved. So we're thankful for that, and we look forward to in going with this project for the next few decades, maybe, you know, so that we can, you know, really improve the cities and our surroundings. Because if we don't do it, if us as individuals, as citizens, don't play our part, then nobody would really do it. So, you know, it's you make the world that you want around you. So you are the product of that. So that's what, you know, we need to do. We need to play our part. So, and for someone like you to be able to give us this, you know, what we are doing in this small town in the middle of nowhere is such a privilege. So I have to thank you for that and giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Just want to say congratulations for it. Also, your input in this project together, because it's a huge challenge. People don't even understand what we do. You know, sharing content. You know, sometimes the internet doesn't work. Sometimes it's huge what is happening here. And I just want to ask you, watching this, leave the BS aside. You know, communicate with people, interact with people, you know, share knowledge, you know, let's come together as a nation to make it right, you know, try to see the good in things, see what is right in front of you, okay? Listen to yourself, listen to your soul, see what is going on, and promote what we have good. Because if we don't do that as South Africans, if we don't you know, change our mentality of how we see South Africa, we will never go forward as a nation. That's it, bottom line, period, full stop. We need to work together. Please, let's make this a thing in South Africa, working together. That's it. Again, Joanne, this was Joanne Nodia from Cachet Park CID. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please share, subscribe, and destroy that like button. And I will see you in the next LivinginSAtv video.
My name is Corlia van Vieren. I work within the CID district in Potchefstroom. CID truly gives me peace of mind, since I can go walk through nature without walking through rubbish, and I can also support local businesses in Potchefstroom without the fear of being robbed. Where have you seen that your car is safe without a car guard in South Africa? This is CID. Thank you for truly improving our district. I appreciate you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Lilita Bodlani and I am a newly alumni at the Northwest University Potchefstroom campus, having studied honors in communication with journalism and media studies. And I can tell you a lot about the CID, but more so the safety that it has provided, not just myself, but many students. They've had cameras that were built in and installed in and around the built area, which has provided safety and security for students to walk at night, coming back from the library or coming back from campus, whatever event there was. So that brought safety to not just the students in the campus, but also to the kids in and around the area that are studying or schooling at the primary or high schools. So it was an amazing concept to have all the cameras there, not just the cameras, but even protection services just patrolling around just to ensure that not only the cameras are working, but also they themselves, they're making sure that everybody is safe, nobody is lurking around, and no hidden dangers are around. So that was, for me, a highlight. Another highlight was the fact that, the CID was able to partner with various resources and various ventures to create a platform where even if you're going out in the build and you seem to have been intoxicated or you find yourself in trouble, then all the other restaurants, bars, you name it, had a safety precaution where they would just press a button and the people at the CID office were able to assist together with the protection services. So for me, that was generally one of the biggest changes that could ever happen in Potchefstroom, and may it continue as well. May more initiatives being drawn upon or being built happen for the campus, because it's very important for many students to be safe and sound during these times. Thank you.
The CID is more than just a community project. Now, as a student, I can personally say that what they're doing is more than just preventing littering and loitering on the belt. No, rather it's a project to perform certain actions to prevent the dangers of everyday life. They are making it safer for me as a student to be on the belt, to be in Potchefstroom as a whole. And safety is something that I feel has gone under-recognized, especially for people living on campus. So from my side, I want to thank the CID for everything that they're doing and making Potchefstroom and the world a better place.
Hallo, ek is Sharon Kanaal, student en media bestuurder by die Noordwes Universiteit se Potchefstroom kampus en ook stasiebestuurder hier by PikFM. Ek is al 13 jaar in Potch en ek moet sê ek kan sien wat 'n ongelooflike verskil CID gemaak het op die bult en op die groter Potchefstroom as geheel. So van ons kant af by PikFM, baie dankie vir wat julle doen en ons sien uit na 'n incredible pad vorentoe saam met julle.
Hi everybody, my name is Tabang. I'm working as a barista here at a coffee shop at the Belt. We really thank you guys for you being involved in the CID community. We really appreciate your safety and keeping our city here clean. We really appreciate you for offering us with safety and security during the CID community project. We thank you. Have a nice day.
Hi everyone, my name is Rose. I'm working at Varsity Cafe and I'm the manager at Varsity Cafe. Since the project of CID started here at the Belt has been a safer place for everyone and especially for our students and also us the workers who work at the Belt. Thank you.
Hallo, my naam is Zander Boshoff. Ek is een van die bestuurders hier so by die Akker en ek wil net eerstens begin deur dankie te sê aan die CID projek en die maatskaplike werk wat hulle doen rondom die Bult area. Eerste ding wat ek kan verwys na toe is die probleme wat ons gehad het 'n lang tyd terug is met die karwagte en die bedelaars rondom die bult waar ons kliënte genuine onveilig gevoel het en dis te danke aan die CID wat die verwydering van hierdie mense moontlik gemaak het en ons kliënte net weer laat veilig voel het. Uit 'n besigheidsperspektief is dit vir ons baie belangrik dat ons kliënte veilig voel. En ja, nog 'n ding waarna kan raak is onlangs het daar 'n paar werkers gestraik en hulle het die munisipale gebou afgebrand en daarmee saam met die maatskaplike dienste van vullisverwydering reg rondom die dorp was dit geaffekteer en ek moet sê op die Bult area het dit ons glad nie geaffekteer nie. Hiermee wil ek net genuine baie dankie sê aan die CID projek vir al hulle dienste en dat hulle die Bult area vir ons 'n veilige plek maak en vir ons kliënte ook uit 'n besigheidsperspektief baie dankie vir die CID.
When I was a first year, people would tell me to never walk around alone at night on the build because they said it was too dangerous, and ever since I've learned about CID, it's made me more comfortable to know that there is someone out there to make sure that students are safe and that we are protected while we are walking around on the build, even if it's just to go to varsity, even if you're all with friends. It makes me feel more comfortable to know that they are there, especially since I'm a girl as well.
Good day. My name is Jonathan Wayne and I am the owner of the Texas Bar, Sidewalk Chalk, G&T, Gin and Tapas, and a new venture opening real soon called Campus Liquors. Now all these venues are in Steve Biko Avenue, which is on the Bolt area. The Bolt is the porch, the hangout, the place of relaxation for the students of the university. So it's very important that this area is clean and safe and secured. Thanks to CID, this has become our reality, as we do not have street guards selling drugs to students anymore. We have cameras covering area for area, corner to corner, so if anything needs to be viewed, we have that footage. Also, the park is being used for touch rugby, for track, for running, for playing volleyball, which is great to see from this side, because this is what student life is all about: community, engagement, fun. And lastly, also, the stench and the smell of old rubbish that was always laying around is gone, because the CID has taken the initiative to make sure this is cleaned up and that the Bolt is clean and safe and secure. So CID, we as Texas and Sidewalk and Gin and Tapas and Campus Coming want to thank you for the hard work you've been doing, and we really want to support you in this venture, and we really want to keep this going, as this is really good for business, for students, and for the general greater Bolt area. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm a student here in Potchefstroom, and since the CID project has started, I feel much safer on the boat. And I can also say that the environment is much cleaner, and it makes me proud to study here.
I am Jeroen Maria, owner of Coffee Tree, and it's a coffee and printing services on the Bolt. The CID has a big impact on this environment and neighborhood by taking hands and building a platform where we can improve the Bolt area. It's going from security services, where there's a big camera project running in this area, and police visibility that's picking up, and going to cleaning and maintaining our area and neighborhood. The CID project is a really good initiative and should be supported by all business and homeowners in this area to help building a better future.